I am Sporus, a young Roman who lived in the 1st century, between the years 49 and 69. Unfortunately, my story is still heard almost 2,000 years later, due to its cruelty. It all began in the year 65 when Emperor Nero, under the influence of alcohol, kicked his pregnant wife, Poppaea Sabina, in the stomach. The kick not only caused her to miscarry but also resulted in her death. It is said that Nero deeply regretted what he did to Poppaea and could never truly forget her. A year later, in 66, I would be brought before Nero. My striking resemblance to his deceased wife made me the perfect replacement. My youth and beauty caused the emperor to fall madly in love with me. Nero forced me to marry him, thus becoming the Empress of Rome. The only problem was that I was a man. At that time, marriage between two men was prohibited. That is why I had to be castrated and transformed into a woman against my will, in order to fulfill the emperor's desires. The wedding took place in 66, and I became the Empress of Rome. I was forced to wear women's clothing, behave like a woman, and everyone had to address me as the Empress. But my position as the Empress of Rome would only last for 2 years. In 68, Nero's reign came to an end, and so did my role as his wife. Nero, who was then 30 years old, found himself surrounded by enemies, and his allies turned their backs on him. On June 9, 68, he had to end his own life. But my humiliation did not end there. Curiously, I would be taken as a wife by his successors. After Nero's death, Rome experienced one of its most chaotic years. The year 69 was known as the Year of the Four Emperors. The first two took me as their wife, but they would not last long in power. The third emperor, Vitellius, decided to publicly humiliate me by making me act in plays. It was that same year, at the age of 20, that I decided to put an end to my story. In my case, my beauty and resemblance to Poppaea were my downfall. What do you think of my story?